On December 28, 2018, Amber Heard wrote an op-ed for the Post, indirectly accusing Johnny Depp of physical abuse. She mentioned the death threats, overwhelming paparazzi attention, and career hits that followed her split with Depp. All the events that followed this accusation have casted doubt on Amber's credibility. Evidence has indicated that Amber could have lied, and it was her who got physically abusive with her then-husband. Things have gotten more and more messy as their case has progressed, and these chain of events could lead to Amber going to jail soon. This case goes all the way back to a decade ago when the couple was filming on the set of The Rum Diary. They were cast as each other's love interests, and even though the movie did terribly at the box office, the pair had a love affair that was better than anything the film had to offer. Sorry, Hunter S. Thompson. Depp broke it off with longtime partner Vanessa Paradis to be with Amber, and the two got married in 2015. It would all go downhill from there: lawsuits, abuse allegations, sexual and physical assault, severed fingers, and whatnot. The couple grew colder towards one another, and Depp was on the receiving end of a lot of backlash. In 2016, Amber Heard filed for a restraining order against Depp in 2016. What followed was every single media tabloid dragging Depp's name through the gutters as Amber pushed her story of being abused by Johnny. According to her statement, during the entirety of our relationship, Johnny has been verbally and physically abusive to me. I endured excessive emotional, verbal, and physical abuse from Johnny, which has included angry, hostile, humiliating, and threatening assaults to me whenever I questioned his authority or disagreed with him. What followed was a widely circulated picture of Amber Heard's face covered with bruises. It was enough to send fans and the general public in a flurry of rage against Johnny Depp. During a time when the hashtag #MeToo movement was gaining traction, Amber's story was one everyone wanted to believe. The ex-couple reached a $7 million divorce settlement. Amber requested 3 of Johnny's 15 multi-million-dollar penthouses, with all the utilities paid for. She even demanded for a Range Rover and $50,000 a month. In 2018, Johnny Depp sued The Sun for writing an article about him, claiming he was a wife beater. The actor wanted to prove them wrong, and this is where things began to take a turn. Johnny sued Amber Heard for all kinds of abuse. He provided a lot of evidence, which included ER photos of Johnny with burn marks on his face. He claimed that they were caused by Amber putting cigarettes out on his face. X-rays of broken fingers. The tip of his finger was severed. 31 eyewitnesses who could attest to the abuse. 87 surveillance videos. Time and date-stamped pictures. Maybe it was a coincidence that an article published by the Washington Post in 2018 defaming Johnny's career was released just days before the release of Amber's new movie Aquaman. Maybe it was a scheme to kill 2 birds with one stone. Johnny's allegations were too detailed though. Surveillance videos show that Amber had no bruises on the days she claimed that she was abused, giving more traction to Depp's theory that it was all just an act. Amber hit back at these claims in 2019 when she gave a detailed account of all the times she'd suffered abuse at the hands of Johnny. She stated that on one account, Depp's attack had left her naked and barefoot, covered in alcohol and glass. She even sometimes referred to Depp as the monster. According to her, the only reason she didn't come out with this information earlier was because she was afraid her statements could create an international media incident. Not like she already did that in 2016. It wasn't like her allegations in the first place almost ended Depp's career.
And he's screaming at me, taking a step closer and screaming louder each time.
In the same year, Depp filed an opposition to Heard's lawsuit, claiming she faked her injuries and constantly abused him throughout their relationship.
She threw a vodka bottle at me.
I never abused Miss Heard or any other woman, said Johnny. I will continue to deny them for the rest of my life. Johnny even released a set of conversations between the two. Here's a snippet. Do you believe I'm an abuser? Oh yes. Why the F would I? Yes. In May, in December, in April. Do you believe you're an abuser? Do you believe you abuse me physically? Do I physically believe? Do I believe I physically abused you? Yes. Do you know I'm 115? Well, not anymore. I was a 150-pound, almost 150-pound woman, and I have the capacity. That's not the question. That's not the question. Amber went on to mock Johnny, asking if he was really going to go on the stand and say that she started these things. The whole conversation really doesn't support Amber's arguments. As recently as this year, new evidence seems to keep piling up against Amber Heard. The latest testimony coming from Josh Richmond, an old friend of Johnny's, who claims that Amber's allegations against Johnny were a poorly planned out-of hoax. He went on to state that Amber Heard emotionally abused and tormented Johnny, cut him away from his real friends, and was emotionally cruel to him. He always seemed to live in fear of how she would act if he ever tried to break up with her. He went on a night they had an argument, Johnny recounted to me, Amber went into a bathroom and came out with a Kleenex with red on it, saying he had given her a bloody nose. But after the incident, he retrieved the Kleenex, which he says he still has to this day. Amber had placed a red nail polish on the Kleenex. As of now, both actors continue to hold their ground, and their case remains unresolved. We can only hope that more evidence comes out soon, and the real culprit is eventually brought to justice. That's a wrap for why we think Amber Heard could be going to jail. Which of the two actors do you think is at fault here? Let us know all about it in the comments. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for similar content. See you in the next one.